Hi, everyone, and welcome to God's Plan, Your Part, a podcast where our goal is to read the entire Bible in a year, seeking to understand God's plan of redemption while discovering daily and practically your part in it.
Hey, welcome back. Today we are jumping back into Chronicles. Remember, we're kind of bouncing around, but hitting similar concepts till we get back into the narrative. So today we're looking at 1 Chronicles 6, and it's an exciting one, let me tell you.
Definitely not. It's just a list. It's just a list of things that are, like, really boring. And I think I don't appreciate it.
Jenny's displeasure is obvious. Something to note, we're kind of like halfway. It is confusing because we bounce around, but we're like halfway through what are the genealogies of 1 Chronicles. And it's important that the chronicler puts the Levites, the priests, at the center of these genealogies, because to the chronicler, remember, they're kind of establishing what worship in Israel is going to be like post-exile. He's reminding them who they are and how they worship. At the center of everything is the priests, because the priests are spread out across Israel. They are the ones that are calling all Israelites to the Lord, and so their genealogy is important. So he's going to go at length to define who these people are and where they came from and what they do. You'll notice a lot of names that we recognize from the stories that we've already read. And there are some oddities in it. There's a lot of I am not an expert in these genealogies at all, so I did some reading before I came on and did this episode. There's a lot of inconsistencies here. So it looks like the chronicler was either trying to get like a perfect number, like the names kind of come, I think it's 12 from the beginning to the center, and then 12 from the center to the exile, something like that. He's trying to get the numbers right so that this genealogy works out well. But there's a lot of names that are missed, and there's a lot of names that seem to be in the wrong place. So if you really want to do a deep dive, I encourage you to go do some studying on 1 Chronicles 6. My guess is a lot of you feel like Jenny, in that you just don't seem to care that much about.
Like, they couldn't have put it with something else that maybe gave some kind of story is where I'm at. Like, it's like reading like the deeds in the newspaper.
It is kind of like that. It is, again, he's trying to establish a history, and the Levites would be critically important to the way that the Israelites see worship and the Lord. And so who the Levites are is important, because only the Levites can be priests. So there does need to be some record of who they are and where they came from. One interesting thing, I'll call out two interesting things. One of them is that Samuel is listed as a Levite, which is problematic because 1 Samuel actually says he's an Ephraimite. So it's possible that he's just like grafted in as a descendant of Elkanah, even though he's not. Like, he's like adopted because Hannah brought him and dedicated him. And then Samuel is just counted in that line. Another thing that's interesting is that the ministers of song are directly called out. This is 1 Chronicles 6:31. These are the men whom David put in charge of the service of song in the house of the Lord after the ark rested there. So David apparently handpicked people who were in charge of song at the tent of meeting and at the Ark of the Covenant. They're kind of in two different places, I believe. And so it just says who they were. It says that they performed their service according to their order, and then it lists them out. And so we can see here that in David's time, worshiping the Lord through song at the Ark and in the tent of meeting was very important, and David, at least, took it very seriously. So when you go to worship the Lord at your church on Sunday morning, you can know that is actually part of a very long history of seeking the Lord through praise and worship. I mean, we're also reading through the actual Psalms on the podcast right now, and you can see these are some of the songs they actually sang. So music was important at that time. It seems like music has always been important in worshiping God, and that's specifically called out here in 1 Chronicles 6. Anything else you'd like to point out, Jenny?
I think you covered it.
I think Jenny's excited we're done with this one.
Yep.
If you're not a history nerd, if you're not a Bible nerd, the first probably 9 or 10 chapters of Chronicles are a little bit drudgy. Is that a word? Drudgy? Is that a word?
Sure.
Trudgy, I don't know. But it is worth reading. It's worth knowing. If for nothing else, just to see these names that are popping up and remembering that these are letters, books, documents that were written generations apart, and they call out the same people consistently, which actually builds our confidence in the Bible. So we'll be back again tomorrow. I don't know what's your part for today, Jenny.
Oh, brother. I'm not sure there is one.
You know what? We can do. This is a super stretch. I like calling it out when I think I'm doing a super stretch. First Chronicles 6 calls out those who are ministering it with song before the tabernacle of the tent of meeting. We get to do that still. And so you don't have to worship the Lord in song only on Sunday mornings for an hour. You can do that at home. You can do that while you're in your car. You can do that in your basement. You can do that wherever you want. But I do think a thriving life of personal times of worship is actually really important and does actually draw you closer to the Lord and his presence. So I encourage you to do that even when it feels weird. I remember doing that during COVID in the basement, like watching a church service online and singing by myself. And it was very weird, but it was also faith affirming. And so I do that sometimes. Not every day, but sometimes. So I encourage you to try to do the same. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye. Thanks so much for listening to our take today. Before we get into the reading, if we could just ask you one thing. If you've been enjoying the podcast, if you could subscribe to us and then leave a rating and review. We'd love to hear from you, and every rating we get helps us reach more people. Ultimately, we're just trying to reach people with the truth of God's word, and your review will help us do that. So thanks so much for being invested in the podcast. Here's the reading for today. 1 Chronicles chapter 6. The sons of Levi: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The sons of Kohath: Amram, Izahar, Hebron, and Uzziel. The children of Amram: Aaron, Moses, and Miriam. The sons of Aaron: Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Eleazar fathered Phinehas. Phinehas fathered Abishua. Abishua fathered Buki. Buki fathered Uzi. Uzi fathered Zariah. Zariah fathered Mirioth. Mirioth fathered Amariah. Amariah fathered Ahitub. Ahitub fathered Zadok. Zadok fathered Ahimaaz. Ahimaaz fathered Azariah. Azariah fathered Johanan. Johanan fathered Azariah. It was he who served as priest in the house of Solomon built in Jerusalem. Azariah fathered Amariah. Amariah fathered Ahitub. Ahitub fathered Zadok. Zadok fathered Shallum. Shallum fathered Hilkiah. Hilkiah fathered Azariah. Azariah fathered Sariah. Sariah fathered Jehozadak. And Jehozadak went into exile when the Lord sent Judah and Jerusalem into exile by the hand of Nebuchadnezzar. The sons of Levi: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. And these are the names of the sons of Gershon: Libni and Shimi. The sons of Kohath: Amram, Izahar, Hebron, and Uzziel. The sons of Merari: Mali and Mushi. These are the clans of the Levites according to their fathers. Of Gershon: Libni his son, Jahath his son, Zimmah his son, Joah his son, Edo his son, Zerah his son, Jerathi his son. The sons of Kohath: Aminadab his son, Korah his son, Asir his son, Elkanah his son, Abiasaph his son, Asir his son, Tehath his son, Uriel his son, Uzziah his son, and Shaul his son. The sons of Elkanah: Amasai and Ahimath. Elkanah his son, Zophi his son, Nahath his son, Eliab his son, Jeroham his son, Elkanah his son. The sons of Samuel: Joel his firstborn, the second Abijah. The sons of Merari: Mali, Libni his son, Shimi his son, Uzzah his son, Shimi his son, Haggiah his son, and Asaiah his son. These are the men whom David put in charge of the service of the song in the house of the Lord after the ark rested there. They ministered with song before the tabernacle of the tent of meeting until Solomon built the house of the Lord in Jerusalem, and they performed their service according to their order. These are the men who served, and their sons. Of the sons of the Kohathites: Heman, the singer, the son of Joel. son of Samuel, son of Elkanah, son of Jeroham, son of Eliel, son of Toah, son of Zuph, son of Elkanah, son of Mahath, son of Amasai, son of Elkanah, son of Joel, son of Azariah, son of Zephaniah, son of Tahath, son of Asir, son of Ebasaph, son of Korah, son of Izhar, son of Kohath, son of Levi, son of Israel, and his brother Asaph, who stood on his right hand, namely Asaph the son of Berechiah, son of Shimi, son of Michael, son of Basiah, son of Melchijah, son of Ethni, son of Zerah, son of Adiah, son of Ethan, son of Zemiah, son of Shimi, son of Jahath, son of Gershon, son of Levi. On the left hand were their brothers, the sons of Merari, Ethan the son of Kishi, son of Abdi, son of Maluk, son of Hashbiah, son of Amaziah, son of Hilkiah, son of Amzi, son of Bani, son of Shemer, son of Mali, son of Mushi, son of Merari, son of Levi. And their brothers, the Levites, were appointed for all the service of the tabernacle of the house of God. But Aaron and his sons made offerings on the altar, burnt offerings, and on the altar of the incense, for all the work of the most holy place, and to make atonement for Israel, according to all that Moses the servant of God had commanded. These are the sons of Aaron: Eleazar his son, Phinehas his son, Abishua his son, Buki his son, Uzi his son, Zariah his son, Marioth his son, Amariah his son, Ahitub his son, Zadok his son, Ahimaaz his son. These are the dwelling places according to their settlements within their borders, to the sons of Aaron of the clans of the Kohathites, for theirs was the first lot. To them they gave Hebron in the land of Judah and in its surrounding pasture lands, but the fields of the city and its villages they gave to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh. To those sons of Aaron they gave the cities of refuge, Hebron, Libnah with its pasture lands, Jatir, Eshtemoa with its pasture lands, Hilon with its pasture lands, Debir with its pasture lands, Ashan with its pasture lands, Bet Shemesh with its pasture lands, and from the tribe of Benjamin, Gibeon, Geba with its pasture lands, Elameth with its pasture lands, and Anahoth with its pasture lands. All their cities throughout their clans were 13. To the rest of the Kohathites were given by lot the clan and tribe. Out of the half-tribe of Manasseh, 10 cities. To the Gershomites, according to their clans, were allotted 13 cities out of the tribes of Issachar, Asher, Naphtali, and Manasseh in Bashan. To the Merarites, according to their clans, were allotted 12 cities out of the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and Zebulun. So the people of Israel gave the Levites the cities with their pasture lands. They gave by lot out of the tribes of Judah, Simeon, and Benjamin, these cities that are mentioned by name. And some of the clans of the sons of Kohath had cities of their territories out of the tribe of Ephraim. They were given the cities of refuge, Shechem with its pasture lands in the hill country of Ephraim, Gezer with its pasture lands, Jokmeam with its pasture lands, Beth Horon with its pasture lands, Ahlajon with its pasture lands, Gath Rimmon with its pasture lands, and out of the half-tribe of Manasseh, Aner with its pasture lands, and Bileam with its pasture lands, for the rest of the clans of the Kohathites. To the Gershomites were given out of the clan of the half-tribe of Manasseh, Golan in the Bashan, with its pasture lands, and Ashtaroth with its pasture lands, and out of the tribe of Issachar, Kadesh in its pasture lands, Debrioth and its pasture lands, Ramoth with its pasture lands, and Anam with its pasture lands. Out of the tribe of Asher, Mashal and its pasture lands, Abdon with its pasture lands, Hukok with its pasture lands, and Rehob with its pasture lands. And out of the tribe of Naphtali, Kadesh in Galilee with its pasture lands, Hammon with its pasture lands, and Kiriathim in its pasture lands. To the rest of the Merarites were allocated the tribe of Zebulun, Ribmono with its pasture lands, Tabor with its pasture lands, and beyond the Jordan at Jericho on the east side of the Jordan out of the tribe of Reuben, Bezer in the wilderness with its pasture lands, Jahaz with its pasture lands, Kedemoth with its pasture lands, and Maphah with its pasture lands, and out of the tribe of Gad, Ramoth and Gilead with its pasture lands, Manaim with its pasture lands, Heshbon with its pasture lands, and Jazer with its pasture lands.
Thanks so much for listening to God's Plan, Your Part. If anything stuck out to you, if you have any questions, or if you'd like to receive a Bible, you can email us at godsplанyourpart@gmail.com. Also, if you're enjoying the podcast, please consider supporting us through the link in our description. We love that you're on this journey with us, and we hope you have a great day. See you tomorrow.